I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8, 38s, 9, 9, 10.
Yo, what is up guys? It's Eerd here bringing you another daily Fortnite tip. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to win solos in Fortnite. So solos are probably the hardest game mode because it's all on you. You don't have a teammate there to provide support or to help you or even to carry you. So this is all about you as an individual player. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving you guys some tips and strategies on how to get your first win. I know a few of you guys may not have your first solo win yet, and even if you do, you might not be getting them as often as you'd like to, so here are some tips in order to get some more solo wins. Alright guys, so the most important thing about winning a solo is just feeling confident in yourself and your skills. If you believe that you can win, then you are gonna win. So just make sure you have that, mindset when you're going in. If you're tilted and you're not having a good game, having a good day or whatever, just don't play solos for a bit. Take a break, do whatever you need to do to calm down, and then come back to the game. It will be so much better for you as a player, and it'll help your game play out so much. I'm not joking guys, this is probably the best tip, is don't get tilted. Alright, now my next tip is pretty much listen for sound cues. And what I mean by that is just listen for players and use that information, that sound, to get some extra information. Now in this particular clip you guys see that I saw this player come in and I actually heard them beforehand. And I want to highlight something I used in this clip. So one thing in particular I used in this clip was the third person peeking angles. And there are a lot of different ways you can use the third person peeking angles in this game. But pretty much I use these to get extra information and know when this player was coming in without fully exposing myself. I'm going to slowly break down to you guys what happened in this fight and how I won it. So the first thing I decided to do was to block off my opponent from shooting me. He was camping inside this room and I needed to get into that room in order to kill him. So what I decided to do was start breaking the wall once I blocked him off from shooting me. However, he started shooting at my wall and I immediately took out my wall in case he shot it out. I could replace it and have access to the wall. Now the reason why I wanted access for the wall is so I could get those edit shots in. As you guys can see, I had a really good 73 damage shot there, and it was a yellow tag, meaning that he had no shields. This boosted up my confidence a lot, and I played a lot more aggressive because I knew my opponent was extremely weak. However, I did take a little bit of unnecessary damage there. I tried to place a floor on accident when I really wanted to place a wall, and that was just a little clumsy. I got access to both walls, and I tried to make an edit in. I messed up the edit, however, and the opponent just sprayed out my old wall. I missed my shot, and I took another one. He did spray at me, but I finally eliminated him with my second shot. And yes, I did take a little bit of unnecessary damage there, guys. Now that I finished looting up my house, I saw another player outside in Salty, and I took a few shots with my AR. Again, this is my tip from previous videos. Try to initiate fights with a few AR shots. It'll definitely help. I couldn't find any, and this player was kind of hiding back, so I decided to push him. As you can see, I'm building up to high ground and constantly looking around before I drop down. I don't want to expose myself, drop down, and take unnecessary damage if I don't have to. So as you can see there, I went for a shot and I did miss, but I replaced a wall very quickly in front of me so I didn't take damage. Every time I take a shot, I try to place down a wall so I don't take unnecessary damage. Now I just did a quick edit there and a few more to get a nice tag on there. I think my opponent was not expecting that, so it's very good. Again, that was just practicing edits, and I, surprised my opponent, finished him off with the SMG. It was a pretty quick and clean elimination. Here's a very good example of knowing when to back off. As you guys can see, I'm pretty low. However, I do have that med kit, and I want to use it, but my opponent's nearby, so I decided to bandage instead. And eventually, I do end up leaving this fight. I'm going to fast forward in a little bit. But pretty much, you need to know when to back out sometimes. I knew my opponent was low, but I couldn't find him, and I also had to go with the zone. So it was just a smarter idea for me to just back out, keep gathering up some mats because I didn't have too many. And yeah, so a good tip for solos is just knowing when to back out. As you can see, I'm wasting all these mats. I didn't even know if this opponent was still there, and I pretty much just burned through all of those mats unnecessarily. Now, a lot later on in the match, I'm here fighting this other opponent, and I get some good tags with my AR to start off the fight. As you can see, I also did try to start off with a snipe, and I followed it up quickly with the AR. Even if you miss the sniper shot, just, switch to your AR. It's a lot of good pressure quickly, and you can, if you do land a snipe, you can eliminate the opponent if you hit 1 or 2 more AR shots. So that's why you typically want to follow up your sniper shots immediately to get that easy elimination and not allow your opponents to heal. Anyways, I'm pushing this opponent here. I know they're a little bit weaker than I am because I did get a few shield tags with my AR previously, and now we're just in this build battle. I make a quick push for high ground, and as this player is spraying me out, I try to take a few shots. However, I miss. The player just goes under me. I'm assuming he has no mats. I make a quick edit down and just finish him off with a P90. Another great example of why you need to practice your edits. So now we're down to the top 3, and I'm just kind of chilling down on the low ground because I lost the high ground to another player. This player has one of the best positions in the map right now, and for this circle, definitely the best position. He has an RPG as well, so I'm being very careful and listening to the sound cues. Now, if I do hear an RPG fly near me, I will turtle up like I am right now. However, the opponent wasn't shooting any at me, but if you do hear an RPG, make sure you cover every single side of your base. Any openings can let that rocket shot in, and that is going to do massive damage. So I do see that the next zone is far away, and the player on camping the mountain does not have zone in that high ground anymore, so I immediately decided to push down to start getting ready for this next zone. If you can, rotate early so that when you make it into the next zone and players are still rotating, you can spray them and get those easy eliminations. And it's a pretty good tip for you guys, so I thought I would throw that out there. And yeah, now I'm getting 2v1 pretty much, and I'm turtling up. These 2 players are on me with RPGs and all sorts of other explodes. I need to turtle up. If I take 1 shot from these guys, I only have minis and the zone's rotating in, so I'm not even going to be able to use both of them probably without taking some storm damage or just getting shot at by other players. So as you guys can see, I'm just kind of waiting. This player is skydiving in, and definitely take shots on players skydiving in. They're completely vulnerable and they can't shoot back at you, so that's a good time to get some early tags on them. I was unfortunately unable to get any, and I started rotating into zone, keeping in mind that there was another player, who was kind of stuck in storm, and he did get shot out by the other player with the RPG. Now, it was down to a 2v2, and we were just building off, and I had the immediate high ground. I guess this player wanted to play for the low ground because he didn't really contest me, and I kept in mind how many mats I had. As you guys can see, I switched to metal, but I did have 700 metal, so it's pretty good for this end game here. And I was constantly staying above my opponent, spamming him with the deagle, and then I saw him switch to his rocket right there. As soon as I saw him switch to his rocket, I immediately built, guys. Rockets are completely deadly. You should not take them lightly, guys. As you guys can see right there, I went for the same shot and then block tactic, and I'm doing this throughout the whole build battle while still going for the high ground. You don't want to just go up and get high ground and not use it, guys. Now this player probably ran out of materials or something because he just kind of walked right under me and I was able to get that easy shot in. But pretty much if that player did still have mats, I would have kept the high ground and just kept, shooting and then blocking. That's a very good strategy, guys. It is so important to block yourself. So yeah, guys, hopefully you did learn something from this video, and hopefully you will get more solo wins because of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did learn something, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.